Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another beautifully blessed, peaceful, prosperous, productive, and phenomenally, pleasantly powerful night. I am your host, Tory the barber, the one and only, the only one under the sun, and the man with the plan, the co-host with the most. Some call him Hot Boy Cole, we call him Free Will Cole. What's going on, boss man?
What's happening, Tory? How you doing, man? Man, welcome to another edition of the FreeWill podcast, where we created a community that normalizes growth for people like you and me, so we could be the best we could be, right? Man, what's happening, Tory? How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Couldn't be doing better.
Yes,
I ain't gonna lie, I could be doing better, goddamn. It's a good night though, man. You know what I'm saying? We back in the building, we live and improv. You know what I'm saying?
That's a silk shirt you got on, huh? That one got money right
there.
That's
polyester. That's that polyester. You know what I'm saying?
That's that polyester silk.
That's that silky smooth. That's that silky smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Boy got sheets on. Boy, go to sleep
at
any moment.
1,000 count. You hear me?
Don't
play with me. Man, what's good with your Coke glass?
Man. Man, I'm good, man. We in the building for another one. I feel good. I feel pretty released. I had to release some stuff today, so I actually feel pretty exceptional. I fasted today for 24 hours until 7 o'clock. I always feel better after I do that. You know, like somebody just told me, like, because I told him, it was like, man, I think you're supposed to eat food or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I was just following the research that I got that was like something about your cells need glucose or something like that. And even the dead cells, the ones that harm you, need glucose. So like when you do the water fast, you just like you starve the cells and they die or whatever. So yeah, man. So that's why I do it though. Like I feel like I have to do it when I feel like fed up. You know what I'm saying? When I'm like, I think it's like I got to release, in all like aspects, physically and mentally. So every time I do that, man, I feel, like a new person or whatever. So I'm good, man. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful too.
My day going pretty good too. Thanks for asking.
He said, nah. Forget today. Worry about your day, boy. Nah, I'm playing, man. What's happening, man?
It's another great day in the books. Today was smooth. Took care of some things that needed to be taken care of. Yeah, man, got some things done. But overall, it was a great day. And yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't be wanting to be redundant every time. Cause like you tell me, so you don't never have a bad day. Every day, don't matter what the hell going on. The sky could be falling, and you gonna say you having a good day.
Right.
But it's a blessed day nonetheless, man.
Listen, I didn't even know the power was out in Texas when I was talking to this man. You're like, oh man, everything is great, right? And I'm like, he like, yeah, man, we about to go to the shop. We're about to go. Oh, we don't got no power. I'm like, damn, bro. I mean, that kind of stuff goes into how you doing today, or like what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you be leaving that out. But I mean, honestly, you're supposed to have a positive outlook and stuff on life. So that's in that way, that's a really good practice you have,
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
Not to drag that one, not to drag it out, but that just like you say, having that positive outlook, because when you do have that positive outlook, it helped me to not become vulnerable to the circumstances at hand at the moment. So I just, I'm having a pretty good day.
Yeah, for sure, man. So man, let's get this gratuity out the way. Or I don't say it like that. Just get it out the way.
It sound like tipping, huh?
Right. Let's make sure we don't forget gratuity. First of all, God, I'm grateful that I'm here today, that you allow me to be here for another one. I appreciate that. I always appreciate growth. You know what I'm saying? Growth is that's one of the best gifts you can ever give yourself, is freeing yourself from some stuff. Because that's what growth does. Growth frees you from whatever it is, a lot of whatever it is that you're growing from, because you're growing from something, so you're growing out of it. Like you freeing yourself from them tight ass clothes. You know what I'm saying? Get out of that. So I always love that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my grandmothers. I had to call my grandma. My grandma, listen to me, bro. Listen to me. My grandma is really, she like my ace boon coon. Like she down for
Yeah.
whatever. She taking any rides that she wouldn't do for anybody else, and they'll tell you that she come and take it from me. And like that's
Thanks.
I'm special. I feel special. If I gotta be special.
Let's make some noise for grandma right quick, man.
Let's
Let's
make
make some noise for grandma right quick.
Love my grandma to death, man. And I gotta say too, though, I feel like me and my grandma have that relationship because it's God sent for sure. I'm her first grandson. I made her grandmother and stuff. But it's the love, like the bond we share, right? Like also when my grandma called me, I come through for her. Like when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I regularly spend time with her. I see her at least once a week. With anybody you have that relationship with them where you're always pouring into it, y'all have that dynamic.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But what about you, man? What you grateful for?
What am I grateful for? Man. First and foremost, gotta put God first. That's a no-brainer. I wasn't thinking for real. I was just embracing the moment, relishing in the moment. Definitely gotta put God first, 100%. And then my support system. I would say somebody who really been I would say like the two people that really been like in my corner real heavy lately. My lady, the first lady, and my pops, you know what I'm saying, been tapped in and just, at a moment's call, you know what I'm saying, at a moment's call, like, you know what I'm saying, on the block. So let's make some noise for them right quick. Yeah, for the support system one time for the one time. Also too, man, I always, of course, moms, you know what I'm saying, you got to put on the map. And then also too, my clients, I always got to put y'all on the map because y'all the first ones that really tap in with me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's a beautiful moment, beautiful experience. And also too, I'm grateful for everybody who was instrumental in playing a part so that I could be sitting right here before y'all making this video. I'm talking about all the people that decided to stop at the stop signs and the red lights. I'm talking about the people, you know what I'm saying, that Chick-fil-A this morning, the people at Chick-fil-A this morning for being open and being where they supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So they can serve
Chick-fil-A
me. And
on time, huh?
Man, I'm trying to tell you like I'm saying something. You hear me?
Yeah.
But dog, I'm thankful for all that, man. I'm just, it's an overall just grateful day, man. Beautiful. You dig?
That's what's up too. Yeah, you gotta go that deep though.
For sure.
Because that's the stuff we don't even realize. Like, bro,
Yes,
you
sir.
got that. You like, man, I'm gonna give me a chicken sandwich so I can feel a little better today. And you got that chicken sandwich. It was hot. It was crispy. All the steam was coming out. The bread was You gotta
extra
take
sauce
some
in the
time out.
bag.
You gotta take some time out to be thankful for that because you can't take all that credit. All you did was go and get the chicken sandwich and pay your money.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Somebody else had to get up, go to work, probably got some other stuff going on. And while they got the other stuff going on, they made sure your chicken was fresh. You know what I'm saying? They made sure you had the right chicken, the right tomatoes. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure you're taking care of people, man, at all times. All times, buddy. Yeah, for sure,
Come
man.
on now.
Yeah, so
what they got going on out here in these streets, Coach Glizzy?
Yeah, man. Let's hit the
word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street.
Try to take out Uncle Trump, huh?
They try to knock him off the
block. They try to take Uncle Trump out the game. Uncle Trump got the blood all in his mouth. Oh man.
Sad in America, people.
What'd you say, black in America?
I said sad day in America.
Oh, right. So check this out. So the U.S. Secret Service is pushing back, according to CNN, right? The U.S. Secret Service is pushing back against criticism from right-wing media personalities and lawmakers blaming female agents for security failures during the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. In the wake of the Saturday shooting, some in the right-wing media sphere focused their attention on the female agents on stage with Trump, claiming they couldn't properly protect someone bigger and taller than themselves, or that they didn't act in a professional manner. What you think about that, man?
Man, so let me tell you like this. I'm
gonna tell you like this. As a female, huh? They ain't had nobody else to blame.
That scapegoat business,
bro.
That scapegoat business. I have a lot of mixed feelings about
about
I
this
just
whole
I just about the whole thing. Cause I just
right.
genuinely don't trust the media. I just don't. Like me, like when I first heard it and I seen the clip, I'm like, man, that's a scam. And like to be honest, the way that it was like publicized, it wasn't even calling it an attempted assassination for like the first few days, a couple days or something like that. Like the way
Mm,
that the media was wording it,
I didn't
it
even
just was
catch
like
that.
Trump survived this or Trump did that and the third. It just didn't seem like a real thing. And then the information they wasn't putting out no details, no real details of, you know what I'm saying? It just seemed crazy. And at a time like this, in the with the election in the race or whatever the case is, and then something like this happened, and it was just wild to me. So I mean, allegedly, they on the CNN they was able to like slow down the footage to where like you could see like a bullet flying past his face or something like that. I don't know, but for me, I grew up on WWE, and I know that I didn't see somebody get hit in the head with a steel chair, and then wake up face bloody. No, and I ain't know that they put the squirted the blood on their head and all that. And honestly, that's how I feel. Now they say they posted pictures of the ear and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, cool, but hey, if the man got shot, I ain't wishing death on nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
But
how they do the blood squirting so quick though? Like,
man, cause it be all in the fluid motion. Like they might have it tucked in their waistline or something, so they'll get hit. You know, when they get hit, they fall out and they hit their
right.
face all on the ground and they
Oh,
holding their head and doing all that.
oh my
You
god.
know what I'm saying?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
you know what I'm saying? All that. So I don't know, but hey man, prayers go out to Trump, Uncle Trump. They try to knock the man off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
I ain't
man.
trying to. If he got shot for real, I ain't trying to take nobody almost getting the head took off. Like I ain't trying to like take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be anybody. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's close to us too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
He's
man.
still a human being at the end of the day. I might not agree with all his ways, his antics and tactics, but
Right.
still a human at the end of the day,
That's a
and that's a
fact.
free will way.
It don't deserve to happen to anybody. I to be honest, all a whole bunch of my spidey senses went off. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always gonna be like, I don't know what I don't know, and I don't understand what I ain't never had to,
Been through
whatever
for
was
sure.
before. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Because with my logic, either dude was a really bad shooter, and he was shooting with some really small bullets. You know what I'm saying? Or it was staged, if you ask me. I just,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why with stage. I'm just speaking. I'm just, being messy or whatever. But like, I just like, what I mean. They said that they did say though, which you never know when they get that deep. Anything can happen. Like they had people that died actually. Like your boy got shot, and there was a lady, an innocent bystander behind them that got killed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, man, that's like pretty serious business, and
For
that
sure.
actually sucks, man. So prayers and stuff go out to their families.
Because
Um,
if that was staged and them people died for real, y'all down bad for that.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
all I gotta say about it.
Hey,
But
man,
we
listen,
gonna keep the family in our prayers for sure.
yeah, for sure, because I want to see the air pictures. God damn it, I want to see what the air look like, because that was like, I don't know, that was big blood. The air don't, I don't know. Hey, listen. The air look still intact, but I thought sniper rifle bullets was big bullets. I thought that was like,
I think they say he had an assault rifle or something. It could
uh,
have been a little smaller.
listen,
It could have
if
been a
he had an
little.
assault rifle, that makes a lot more sense because I know you
That boy,
have. They say he had some good scopes or something like that. I don't know too
man.
much
Let me
about
tell you
this stuff.
something. That man was going for the head. I'm like, you got all that body. Now I'm not saying that. I play Call of Duty sometimes, so I'm saying you had buku. You know what I'm saying? Easier stuff to hit. He was like, man, it's all or nothing. It's a once in a
Right,
lifetime opportunity.
right.
Sad in
He
America.
see my man that just graduated from something as well. Like, man, you
He
never
was
know what
20.
be
He was
going on
20
with
years
some people.
old.
Yeah, man, threw his life
20
away.
years old. His old is the dead. Dead and
Check the
gone.
accounts,
Over
yo. Check the accounts. See if they have money transfer or something. Check the accounts.
with. For sure.
Nah, man, but yeah, bro. That's so that happened like earlier this week or whatever.
Yeah.
And that definitely broke the internet. They tried to take Uncle Trump out of the game. Look, Uncle Trump, look, after he was finished, after he finished, look, he instantly, that's an opportunity for you right there. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely an opportunist.
At one stage, he like, hold on, wait a minute, give me a second.
What? I said, put your goddamn fist down. He put the black power fist up. I said, oh no. When I seen that, that's really what like to me, that's
Right.
what gave it away to me. I'm like, man, come on, man. This man, yeah.
Man, this dude,
Come
oh
on,
my god.
man. Come
This
on
dude
now,
here.
dog. We need to put that boost put Boosie in here. Come on
Come
now,
on now,
dog.
dog. Nah,
Yeah,
man, but
man.
hey, bro. Hey, he's still alive, and all glory to the truth.
All glory to
I'm just gonna
God.
say that. All glory to God and the truth. You know what I'm saying? So man, let's get right into the bread and the butter, the bacon and the eggs, the sausage
Yes,
and the
sir.
toast, the
Mm.
Waffle House.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? Man, Tory had a great idea, man. We talk a lot, man. We talk a lot about a lot of things, personal to ourselves about personal development, and stuff like that, man. And we were talking about the highs and lows of life,
For
right?
sure.
And what they mean, like, how we're supposed to navigate them, like the feelings, the emotions, and stuff. All this stuff is important, right? It's like an obstacle course, right? Like a maze, really. At times, it feels like a maze.
Mm-hmm.
When we actually going through our day to day life and things are ever so changing, right?
For
And
sure.
you got to keep your cool, you got to keep the vision, the focus, and that's hard. So especially as young entrepreneurs, we definitely need to be able to navigate, navigate throughout our day to day life with, with business, with handling people, especially with handling
Yep.
ourselves, so we could be the best versions of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, too, man. I don't know if you want to kind of leave off or start where we left off at. We were talking last time, if you remember though, because we.
Yeah, what the hell we were talking about last time? I know what we was talking about last time. What were we talking about last time?
Nah, man. I think it kind of came from me a little bit.
Effective
I was like,
communication. Oh, boy.
I think kind of came from me a little bit because I said something about highs and lows. You like, man, we should definitely talk about that. And you was like, we start talking about like sonographs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
for
you know
sure.
how life goes up and down.
Yeah.
But if not, man, just kick this thing off, man. Show your general thoughts about it.
Yeah, man.
That's how,
So highs and
that's how
lows.
you put them on the spot right there.
I think
That's
highs
how
and
you
lows. You
shift
know
the
me. I'm
responsibility.
built to last like Dory last. You hear me?
Yeah,
Like
like a
you ain't saying
battery.
nothing but a thing. Check
Yeah,
me out. Highs and the lows and the high, man. I think highs and lows, we go through them. We go through
yeah,
them. Life is ever
yeah.
changing. Nothing is constant. It's either something is getting better or it's getting worse. And that's like straightforward. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And man, listen. Something that's the truth is that you can't experience like for every positive experience, there's like some sort of negativity attached to it. And for every negative experience, there's some sort of positivity attached to it. And sometimes it's very, very difficult to, let's just say, when you're going through something negative, it's very difficult to pull the positives out of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you're going into gratitude to optimize the moment, to change your perception of the moment. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, we have a whole bunch of we could just start off with adversity. You know what I'm saying? We could start this off with, talking about overcoming adversity. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's a process. Everything that you do is a process.
Yeah,
Everything you
man.
do is a process, and anything that worth having it don't come easy. Nothing worth
Hmm.
having comes easy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Cole? So even in our careers to get to where we've been at, because we've been pretty consistent in the career choices that we chose,
Hmm.
and in life, personal life, work life, you're gonna definitely experience some highs. You're gonna definitely experience some lows, Cole. So, I mean, what you thinking, Cole? Like, what stand out to you that you would want to speak on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying, as
think
far as it pertains to overcoming adversity.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think the most popular thing always, especially within our culture, man, is gonna be the lows. You know, like how do you navigate when it like I mean it's easy to do it when it feels good when we up right now. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy. So the biggest lesson or the main focus always in these kind of conversations is really how you navigate during the low points. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
how do I, when I don't feel like, when it's not easy to do it, how do I get myself to do it? And what justifies me not doing it? Like, cause that's a valid question, bro. Like, you know, like, oh man, like my house got shut up Saturday, so I wasn't able to make it. Damn. Okay, that's cool. I understand that. You know, or hey, somebody came and stole my cars out the yard, right? Like to be honest, you still could have made it. You know what I'm saying? You still could have made it with when your cars like didn't make it out the yard. Like you kind of that wasn't anything really detrimental or whatever. So how do we know how to do it, um, and when to do it? Based on what the low looks like. And
Mm-hmm.
the trick really is like the hardest thing to it is like remember how we always talk about when we say we're gonna do something, we don't specify the parameters or conditions in which we will do that thing, right? We just like we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So when you say
Yeah.
that though, you're not you're just saying it to feel better. Even if you really mean it, like even if you really mean it, you're saying it with the feeling because you're not actually going and um planning to do this thing. You literally have to
Yeah.
plan for the lows and the
Yeah.
highs because they say too in the highs, bro. It's like even when I'm high, I still gotta have that low mindset because I know it's
Mm-hmm.
coming. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so um,
That's interesting, though.
yeah.
That's interesting. If I can, like,
Mhm.
how do you ever really? If that's the case, then how do you ever really get to enjoy the highs?
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Good.
saying? Like, how do I get to enjoy the highs if I'm keeping the lows? Or, because something that I heard before. Who said this? I don't know. He said, "Where your thoughts flow, your energy go." And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that stick with me because even what I was saying a moment ago, even when you're experiencing the lows and you how to optimize the moment. You optimize the moment because in every negative circumstance or situation, there has to be something positive going at the same time because it's just the laws of one of the laws of the universe. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's two sides to everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just if you having a positive moment, I would naturally think that if you're thinking about the lows, you're gonna naturally attract negative circumstances. Like, would you agree with that, or what you think?
That's a fact, bro. That is a fact. You know, like you said, where the focus goes, the energy flows, right? So in that way, so that would mean though that would mean that we would have to be intentional. I get from that we have to be intentional about the celebration part, right? Like we
Mm-hmm.
gotta celebrate success because this is still like the everyday thing, and the everyday right now is the just getting through the day,
Yeah.
and the lows really are determined by how we feeling, you know. So let's say even in the enjoying the success part, you may have to
Mm-hmm.
do that on a low day. Like I may have to. Today is the day that I'm celebrating my success, and I woke up on one side of the bed, whatever. Some stuff happened. I lost a couple of some $100, whatever today. Is that going to cancel my plans? No, because I said I
Mm-hmm.
was going to celebrate today, so I'm gonna celebrate, and I'm gonna do it with
Yeah.
grace, and I'm gonna do it in the way that I would do it if I was happy. I'm still gonna do that. I'm not gonna rob myself of that opportunity. Neither will I
Uh-huh.
rob the people in my circle, the people who I'm celebrating it with. Right?
Hmm.
What you think about
So what
that?
do you? I'm thinking. I'm about to ask
Mhm.
you a follow up question.
Yeah.
How easy is it for you to actually do that? Because
Hmm.
think about the last time you was in a slump or in a rut.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, were you able to? Like, did you take that approach? Were you able to turn that negative time, that negative moment, that negative day into a positive, and intentionally be happy or positive?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell the truth.
Yeah, that's what we here for.
Nah, yeah, man. Nah, that is um uh it's definitely a practice thing. It's a practice thing, you know. Like even when you start, even when I started to be conscious of it and I was doing it, I would have times where I would do it and times where I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because of just because I still wasn't like thinking about everything that could happen, right? Like ET said, it's not the things that you think will break you. It's the things that you don't even think about at all that'll really come
Yeah,
and knock you off your horse.
for
You
sure.
know, like I didn't even, you know, like stuff that like I wouldn't even think about, like something really tragic, or it doesn't even have to be tragic. Like you have a business, you walk in a business, and you didn't even think about people showing up late, but they showing up late and you didn't have a plan for it, and it kind of throws you off your game. You're like, man,
Mm.
you know, how's this happen,
Yeah,
right? But say that to say like and you can't ever, and that was one of my issues too. I was like, man, once I got into that, I'm like, man, I need to try to plan for everything, but you can't. It is what it is. Like you have to go through it. You have to go through it and be it's okay, right? Because the thing that makes it okay is how you bounce back afterwards. You know, the same thing happened again, and I changed it. You know, it wasn't the same circumstance. You know, it'll be an issue if I'm still the same thing is happening to me, and I'm giving out the same actions, results, feelings, responses to the thing, and that's what makes it an issue. And to your question, because I didn't really answer your question. Your question is the answer to your question is you have to practice. Like it's hard because you trying to you're trying to change the thing when you get to the thing, and you should have changed it way before you got to it in the first place. You know, like you have to practice. Like you don't get in the game and start playing the game. You practice and play the game before you actually get to the game. You spend way more time practicing than you actually play the game. It's not rocket science. Like that's why they do that stuff. And we kind of separate it, but it shouldn't be separated. In everything that you want to do great, you must practice before, right? So you know, I think that once we get that part down, pack, like let me take out like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes to actually intentionally think like, hey, what am I gonna do if Larry bring his cuss words in here today?
yeah,
How will I handle him? You know what I'm saying? How will I handle Larry when he come in today? Yeah, we know Larry gonna come in with it. He coming with it every day. So how are you gonna act when he comes in today? Not thinking about that is actually choosing a way to act. You know, so
yeah. Hey, Coach Liz, man. Listen,
uh-huh.
living in the moment,
Yeah.
living in the moment, and being aware, being alert, and you gotta sometimes you gotta you gotta pull it from the gut. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pull it from the gut to do what you gotta do in those moments and optimize in those moments, man.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, like you do it in the moments if you're just not realizing it. But at some point too, we have to realize that that's going at some point that's not going to be acceptable. To where
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting until the moment comes to go with the gut feeling. When in fact I should have trained my gut before I got there to for my gut to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like we be thinking that intuition is. Now I'm gonna keep it G with you. We be thinking intuition is just something that it's all like spiritual from God, right? Your gut actually does what it you tell it to do. You can tell it follow the spirit, or you can tell it follow worldly things, and it's
Facts.
gonna tell you what you've been telling it when it's time for it to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of that stuff we may feel like, um, a lot of that stuff we may feel like we don't, we feel like it's just that it just is what it is. Like we don't have control over it, but you do. You got a lot of you got to control a lot of stuff, and that's another point right there. You have
Mm-hmm.
a lot more control than you think
You do.
over your life. God gave us full control over our mind, like, and
Facts.
our minds are very, very powerful beings. So, and we're not using it.
Man.
Yeah.
So that like I want to point the arrow back to what we were just talking about, right? When you having those unfavorable moments, and like I had kind of asked you a moment ago, like,
Yeah.
is it easy to like pull yourself out of those moments? Is it easy to navigate when you're having a bad day and you want
Right.
and like to and be intentionally positive and turn be more optimistic in that moment? And you mentioned something about the gut, rather intuition, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think intuition is a very spiritual thing. Because that's one of our senses that, how would I put that? It's just a part of our senses that don't really get, you know what I'm saying? That don't get
Like tamper with.
not tampered with, but like we got the five senses. They don't really get acknowledged like as a sense, but I believe that your intuition
Ah,
is a sense. You see what I'm saying?
facts.
And but like how you just made the connection and say that we our brains, we are more powerful than we think.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into knowing who you are
Mm.
ultimately. It go into knowing who you are because like you
Talk
said
some.
before, if you really know who you are, certain things can affect you. And honestly, if you really knew who you were, you wouldn't be really moved too much by the highs or the lows. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes we kind of elevate to the highs, our head going be in the clouds. You see what I'm saying? And then
Mm-hmm.
we go to feeling ourselves. We be thinking we bigger than life, larger than life. We forget to put God first. You see what I'm saying? Like we only call on him on the lows. You know what I'm saying? But if you really knew who you were, so they have a book that I was reading, cool, called The Courage to Be. I want to say this one was the sequel, The Courage to Be Happy. And
Mm.
it referred to life as a series of events. Like life isn't a constant, like how would I want to put it? We have good times and we have bad times. But
Right.
life is a series of moments. It's not so much like a constant thing. It's just like this happened right now. We doing our thing right now, recording. This thing happening, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of like tap into different moments. And so the thing about it is just being present in the now, making the most of right now. You know what I'm saying? Being present in the moment. And I had just literally just said this not long ago. Is like now is all we have. Like if you too stuck on the past, right? You lose the present. You lose sight of what's right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? If you thinking too far in the future, what you don't realize is there's no future without right now. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta you gotta be totally mindful of right now. And when we
Right.
experience lows, we we punish ourselves sometimes with the lows, and we suffer, and we especially if it's our fault. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't give ourselves that break and be like, okay, it happened. It is what it is. Let's find a solution. Now we kind of sit in it and we drag in it, we drown in it. And yeah, man, just being conscious of right now. So no matter what's going on, ask yourself, how do you wanna like what exactly what do you wanna how do I want to experience this moment? You know what I'm saying? How do I want this moment to feel? I know what I'm seeing, I know what I'm hearing, I know what I'm feeling, but is this what I'm choosing to feel? Is this what I'm choosing to experience in this moment right now? You know what I'm saying? So what you think about that, Cook, Les?
Uh, that makes that makes hella sense, man. I think so. How do we get to a point where we value the lows as much as the highs? Because the point of now is important because everything that you have in the now is everything that you need. Like
Facts.
the high, like there wouldn't be any highs without lows. Every moment is an
There wouldn't be no
important
lows
moment.
without highs.
There wouldn't be no lows without
100%.
highs. Like the two are married. There is no one without the other. To
Just like
remove
there's no
one
good
is to
without
remove
bad.
life completely.
Yeah.
So there
Cause it's a
is so
balance.
how can we get a healthy mindset of, hey, I'm now looking like everything going too good now. Something ain't right. Like we need to get some lows in here so I can learn from some stuff. Like just get it. Like I'd be like, let's just get it over with. You know what I'm saying? I just want to learn a lesson so we can get to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that too.
Yeah. I think sometimes we experience moments, and sometimes moments, good moments, feel like too good to be true. But I think that I don't like to. I don't know. I don't necessarily like to anticipate when the negative thing is gonna happen or when the low is gonna start, right? But I like to live in the moment, especially if it's a positive moment. I live the positive moment to the fullest. And sometimes something bizarre happen, and it totally like take you left field. I just do my best to be conscious in the moment and just like realize that these things happen, and realize that I'm not above any circumstance. I'm not above, you know what I'm saying, anything is possible. It can happen. So I don't short cycle a positive moment just to
Mm.
anticipate the lows so I don't get caught off guard. But when something does happen, I do my best to just be mindful of the moment, and just I've programmed myself to try to look for or do my best to look for the lesson, the blessing. What can I do differently so that this don't happen again? Because if it happens once, it can happen twice. So what can I learn from this moment? You know what I'm saying? And it's the times when I don't take that approach is the time when I suffer in the moment the most, because I start responding and reacting to the moment instead of embracing the moment, learning in the moment, and making the most of the moment. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's big, man. Do not short cycle the moment you're in now just to get to the next one. That's
Yeah.
big. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's fire.
Even in the lows though, because I spoke
Right, right,
only
right,
towards the high.
right,
But the
right.
lows, if you
Any
jump
moment.
out the low too fast, it's like you
Mhm.
gonna miss something.
Yeah,
There's a
that's a
reason why you're
fact.
there.
That's a fact, man. Everything should be. And, we let's talk a little bit about the reason though. Like, we live in Instagram world. We in TikTok universe. You know what I'm saying? We in the realm of Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where we only we just only it's like the only thing that's cool is the highs. Like, and
Yeah.
I want to hold on to believe that. I want to hold on to believe that the only reason it's not cool is because we don't make it cool,
Yeah.
right? Because somebody can, and here's a great example of that. Somebody can post a video of them working out, collages of them just working out
Mm-hmm.
when they fat. But
Yeah.
look, I seen a video they was working out when they was big, and they didn't fully get to the body that they wanted yet, but they still posted it, and it went stupid,
Crazy.
right?
Yeah.
Because people value the thought of putting in work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They like what
Yeah.
people are putting in work, but still, what you do not see is that man got up this morning. He got
Mm-hmm.
up every morning. It was raining outside. He still went and did it. His
Mm-hmm.
girl broke up with him. He still was there.
Still was
The,
did it.
the food,
Yep.
the Marcos, the Pizza Hut, the whatever, the Chili's coupons came to the house. You know what I'm saying? In the mail. He was hungry. He put it in the trash.
Yep.
A lot of stuff that we don't want to talk about, and we don't even really associate ourselves with it because it's just not nobody talks about it and it's not seen. Like, he didn't
Mm-hmm.
post a video of him doing that, so nobody knows.
Yeah.
Like, we're so shallow when it comes to those things. And we got a lot of somewhere we got lost in between the old culture, man, and like the new way of doing things. Like, because I'm glad I caught some of those teachings and some of those unorthodox ways that my grandparents had. My dad still has it in him. Because
Mm-hmm.
I see the value in it.
Yeah.
Some of those things were meant to be here. And in that way we're missing that, bro. We can't practice efficiently like we need to. Like we can't, like we don't know to um I don't know. We don't know not to eat before we go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you wake up and you get pain. You don't know why you getting the pains. The grandma wasn't there, dad wasn't there to tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know not to um whatever, man. There's a lot of all that stuff that we don't know. We're not practicing it, you know.
Yeah.
And so you have to. That's where your like it's like put yourself in the low, and simulate the low. So when you get to the low is not really as low as it was before. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like that makes sense.
It do make sense. I don't see like only time I would me personally, the only time I would probably personally induce a low on myself is if I need to like I would say in that sense like short cycle, a like if I'm just on the wrong I don't know if I'm just like on a sometimes you have to take yourself out of a comfortable zone and put yourself in a low
Yeah.
to like to
Right.
like to spark up drive again. You know what I'm saying? Because you get comfortable and complacent, but if you're not seeing the results that you want, and you in a comfortable zone, like you stuck in the matrix, but you can be aware of it. Take that opportunity and you start pulling stuff from yourself. You make yourself go on a fast like you did, do a 24-hour fast. Deprive yourself of food and just drink water. Sleep on the floor. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
do something to make you get uncomfortable. If you got a goal to reach, man, I don't get to eat. I don't get to sleep in the bed until I hit this quota. I don't get to. I gotta walk. I got a car, but I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna catch the bus. I gotta. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is.
Right.
Like do
Right.
what you
Right.
gotta do. So in that scenario, I could see myself doing something like that.
Yeah. And we have to remember it's not what you get or necessarily what you're experiencing or what you have. It's who are you when you're going through that and who you have to become. Right. So
Yeah.
when you're inducing a low in a sense, you want to do it in a way where you're gaining the skills
Hmm.
instead of like, oh, I don't have money. Like so one day I might have money to eat, so I'm gonna starve today. Like nah, like that's not like you have money to eat, so go get some money. So I'm saying like go get something to eat. Now before that, the skill in that is don't eat as much, like cut back, or maybe fast for a few days so you can appreciate it more. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, but don't like because it's really a fine line between the mindsets. Like, oh, I'm gonna go eat these. I'm going to I'm whatever. I'm going to deprive myself of this thing for long periods of time because I might not have it. No, like as a healthy like a dosage of everything. Like get
Hmm.
you some, get you a little bit in the morning, get you a little bit in the middle of the day, get you a little bit at night, so it's inside of your cycle,
Yeah.
instead of because what you're actually doing when you do this thing, when you only focusing on that you cannot have, you're gonna be
Hmm.
focusing on lack, and that's what you're gonna be feeling. You're gonna like stay in that low, you know what I'm saying? If that makes
Yep.
sense,
I
right?
feel that. I do. So like when you having these moments, right?
Yeah.
When you're in a high, in a low, in between, and you are prompted with a a fluctuation, how do
Right.
you transition in between? How do you navigate the transition between these different moments? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? 'Cause I think I cut to what like to that I would say, is just being aware in the moment, right? When you are when something come up, something that's unexpected, when you experience a surprise, when you get a surprise promotion, whatever the case it is, you know what I'm saying? You get a good phone call, bad phone call. Even if it's something that's more severe and circumstances change around you, how do you transition in those moments?
Yeah, man. So you mean like immediately something going from what you may call a high to something going from like what you identify as a low?
Yeah.
Like straight up, like I'm like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So like things are going good and a low moment happens, or things are
Boom.
not going good and a high moment happens.
Boom.
Yeah,
Or
man.
or if you or just somewhere in the middle to where it's not so drastic.
Yeah, so that's actually a thing. Like I used to be in moments to where I'm so low till something happens and I ain't even like I'm rejecting it. Like I'm not even like, man, it's also I appreciate you. You know what I mean? It's what it is. You know, hey, I'm gonna go to bed now. Okay. Like, bro, you blowing it. Like this what you wanted in the beginning and you get it and now you know you're not accepting it. Like that's stupid. Right? And what you're doing is letting the moment control you. So I think we should have principles. I think that's where principles come in. You know, like things that stay constant. And this actually comes even before the practice. Like, how do I want to act? Period. How do I want to react? Period. You know, how do I want to control my feelings? Period. And I do that regardless. You know, so the like knowing who you are, like the self-discovery thing is going to be really important. Like I want to be this person. Like somebody used to tell me like, hey, if you can create your own movie and stuff, how would you what would that character look like? You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And you write that stuff down. Like how do I want to look and stuff? And so when you got that, and then that those are now your
I said
principles.
that.
Huh?
I
You
said
did it?
that.
I
You
don't know.
sound
You
like
probably
somebody
did,
said,
man.
bro.
You're a man of great words and great wisdom. You know, but like knowing how, like, so you get that, and now that's your principles, and that's your own principles.
For
You act how
sure.
you want to act, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Listen, you say you want to act up when such and such happens, then you act up. That's your principles. Whatever. Some of that is y'all's principles because you say it every day. Like I
Mm-hmm.
wish they would come play with me. I'm gonna turn up, and you turns up every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But but don't be like, man, I don't know why I be turning up. Don't say that. Don't do that. Right? You chose to turn up, right? Maybe
Yeah.
subconsciously, maybe you didn't know what you was doing. This is me telling you now. The way that you respond is based on the way that you desire to respond. Like what looks cool to you. Like you turn up because you think it look good. Your mom
Mm-hmm.
used to turn up and she used to tell a story and everybody was laughing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hello, girl, girl, your mama crazy. Yeah, okay, that must be the way to be. So I'm gonna turn up every time. It's not cool. It's not cute at all. It's unattractive. It's horrible. Stop it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you choose how you want to act. You set those principles up, and you practice acting, like literally practice acting, like and whatever. You don't have to get. I get that deep, to be honest. Like I go in the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm in a cause sometimes I'm talking to myself. I get deep in scenarios because I'm going to get deep in scenarios. So why not?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't when you playing football and you practicing. That's why they do scrimmages.
Yeah.
To actually simulate the game. So if I'm only running regular drills and stuff like that, but when it's time to really get in the game, I'm gonna be trash. Like this ain't no regular drill. What is this? This is ridiculous,
Yeah.
right? So have your principles, figure out who you want to be, create who you want to be inside of principles. You practice
Mm-hmm.
those principles and you carry them out every time it's time to get in the game. That's how I feel about
Yeah.
it.
I feel like I like that too. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because sometimes you hear that in different like teams, groups, organizations, and they have their core principles. And
Yep.
sometimes somebody in the organization need to be checked. Sometimes it's a manager, it's one of the leaders. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask them like, man, that you're not operating according to the free will. That's not how the free will lifestyle work. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
forgot the principles. You gotta ask them. You know what I'm saying? Just for example. But I'm just saying though, you know what I'm saying? But when you have those core
The
principles,
example.
when you have those core principles, you can always revert back to those
Hmm.
principles and check. You can do a self check. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like that quote.
And and
I
they
like
they're
that
not
quote,
gonna
man.
change though. They're never gonna change.
They're not gonna
Like
change.
that, like see, we are unpredictable. That's something that I had to accept. Like I was trying to be
Hmm.
consistent, and I really wasn't being consistent because I'm relying on me to be consistent. I'm not naturally I'm inconsistent person, so I need to rely on something else that's gonna be consistent, like setting my alarm clock, like putting my
Hmm.
phone on the other side of the room so I can wake up in the morning, like setting reminders, like telling people who I really, really care about. That's going to create a consistent alert in my mind to get something done. Like you have to put this thing in place. That's how computer systems work. You think they be remembering stuff? No, it's like literal lines, and they can't go straight, so they have to turn left. Like it has to know it has to make the beep noise when you press it. Like it has to load up the game when you press A. Like it has to work like that. And so until you set your life up like that, until you set you on mute, toe. Until you set your life up like that, then you're gonna still be inconsistent.
Yeah, I feel that.
What
It's kind of like
you
you.
say?
I didn't make no sound. I was
Oh.
just like, I don't know what you talk about. No, but I get it though. But I do get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you put those blocks to where you don't have no choice but to go this way. You have to react a certain kind of way. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
man.
According
But
to
you
what the
like, I
setup is.
don't
Yeah.
want to like if I'm like I don't want to eat healthy. I want to eat bad. Like I want to eat horrible. I want to eat this, and that and all day. Right. And so to be honest, I can't trust myself. If you put this and this in front of my face, right? And I mean, and truly to be honest, it's really not like that. To be honest, only the bad stuff is in your face. When I walk out my neighborhood, only the negative stuff got the biggest signs in there. Even the healthy spots be ducked off. Like you don't even like you gotta find them.
Small spots.
Like if I look up, I see a McDonald's and Wendy's or Popeyes. Like as soon as I look up, so to be honest, it wouldn't even be natural if I said it like that. But I have to make it to where I can't. Like if it has to come to that, like call it what you want. Like, oh, you're addicted. Matter of fact, you are. You know what I'm saying? Like if you gotta have a sweet after you finish your food, I'm sorry, you have an addiction. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have to, like if you have food in the refrigerator, or if you have anything in front of you and you cannot say I'm not gonna do this for a long period of time, and after you don't do that thing, it's not bothering you, like I'll be like, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm sitting there and I'm fighting it, you addicted to it. Straight up.
Yeah, you have an attachment. Definitely, you have an attachment to it. Definitely have an attachment. And
yeah, but you gotta say addicted though, so it can be serious. Like you're addicted to that thing, because we want to talk about we want to talk about the people who do drugs and all that stuff. The people try to stop.
They have an attachment to
right.
Coke.
Talking about I just got an attachment, baby. You know what I'm saying?
You need help.
You's addicted and you need some help. We are addicted to these cultural, like you Myron go and say, these hypnotic mechanisms of life. And these cultural hypnotic mechanisms of life, we're addicted to it. We love going to the clubs. We love getting on Instagram. We love listening to this music. We love talking gossip. We love toxic relationships. We love all this stuff. We love Twitter. We love X. We love that stuff. We have a natural, like we love going off. Like we have a natural connection with that thing. Like you're addicted to it. Like it feels bad when I'm not doing it. That you better get some help on it, like, and treat it seriously, because it's a serious thing.
For sure.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. The highs and the lows.
The highs and the lows.
Gotta have both.
The haze
and
put
a picture of a sonograph up here too. Like you can't put a thing of just a big old high. Like it's not like you can't do that. Like you literally can't put. I mean,
something only going just constantly going up.
Well, I guess you could do that. You constantly going up, but still though, you can't have that without the low in the beginning.
Facts. You got to start somewhere. You don't just ever start high. But I want to say this though too, to kind of put the cap on it. Like, don't ever. No tough time lasts forever. Tough people do, right? You're gonna have your highs, you're gonna have your lows. Just like he said, a sonogram, like when you're in the hospital and you got the thing going up and down like this. When you don't experience like this no more, and all you got is this, then you got a problem. So when you flatline, that's when you got a problem. You know, that's when the old come. You know what I'm saying? And it's because to have those highs and lows, to have those ins and outs, that just mean you alive. That just mean you here. That mean you present. That mean you in the game. But when you flatline, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Talk to him.
I did. I told him what I had to tell him,
bro.
Yeah. Check this out, though. Yes, sir. We want to thank y'all for being the best part of FreeWill podcast. Tory the Barber, FreeWillco, Hot Boy Co. I almost say Hot Boy Ronald.
Whatever they want to call me. That's what they call me.
We want to thank y'all for being the best part of FreeWill podcast. Thank y'all for joining us for another one. And guess what? You can catch this every Friday, 8:30 Central Time. Don't meet us there. Beat us there. Thank y'all. FreeWill podcast. We signing off.